So you have a bigger purpose, but you are still in hiding. You know that you're meant for more, but you can physically not move towards that desires. You get insight, vision, synchronicities, ideas, but you cannot allow yourself to take that aligned action towards that vision. There's something within you that is stopping you and that is keeping you where you are. And it is fascinating why that happens. And I want to unravel that for you because 2026 is going to push you in directions that you cannot imagine because 2026 energy is going to push you towards your alignment. But if you're living a misaligned life, if you're living a misaligned version, you will keep finding yourself in a deeper challenge, in difficulties, in chaos, especially March and April, these 2 months. I can guarantee that it has been tough. Energetically, emotionally, the chaos, the storm, the burden, it's all feels like it's all coming out. And if you're going through that period, it's not a coincidence because the energetic shifts that are happening right now, they are massive. So the reason all these things are happening, I'm going to go into the details, but ultimately in 2024, I made that prediction that 2026 is going to be toughest year for people who are misaligned from who they are. It's going to be challenging. It's going to be difficult. It is going to make you push yourself towards your deeper truth, your aligned self. And this is why I want to share this with you. You can check that video out, by the way. I made that video in 2024. It's in my shorts. It's the most viral video in my shorts that I created in 2024. And I spoke about exact this thing that there will be a huge split in timeline where people will forced into their alignment if they are living a misaligned life. So whether that is somebody who is in 9 to 5 job, they will start being pushed into finding the aligned purpose, aligned work, aligned job that is going to expand themselves, evolve themselves in a higher purpose. But this is why it is important. If you have a bigger mission, bigger purpose, but you are still in hiding, then there's few things that are happening that is keeping you where you are. The survival self is blocking the higher self. And this time is crucial into shifting that energy, making that movement and momentum towards your higher self. The reason that is happening is it is the idea of the pain of a big soul. So someone who has a bigger mission, bigger purpose, their soul knows that there's something more within them, but their reality is in contradiction with that truth. Then they go through certain pain and challenge and difficulties, and sometimes a lot of difficulties in order to be evolved into their higher self. So right now, the energetic shifts that are happening, they are pushing people towards leaving and releasing anything that is misaligned. So people, relationships, career, job, professional work, it's all of those things are happening where people are questioning what they're doing. So people are leaving their jobs, people are moving into different countries, people are finding new purpose and starting new businesses because this time is really pushing them. And 2026 is all about alignment and moving into your higher self. That is only happening because your soul is allowing you to release all the shadows. So if things are going wrong right now, they're going wrong for a purpose. They're going wrong because they want you to rise into the higher truth of your being. So anything that is a shadow, anything that is not in energetic alignment with your soul will appear, will become stronger, will enhance. So that is why you might experiencing this big urge of this chaotic energy that is showing up either with people or with your work environment or in your environment or within yourself where you are experiencing that uncertainty, that feeling of chaos because your body, your soul is now refining you to become who you said you are. That's what's happening. The energetic recalibration towards your higher self requires the old self, the old identity to shed. And that's why the pain, the chaos, the energetic misalignment, things are shifting, things are moving. And this is why last year when I was making videos, I kept saying, anything that is misaligned, you must leave now. Anything that is misaligned, you must leave now, because 2026 is going to be harder. 2026 is going to be chaotic for people who are misaligned because energetic shifts are huge. The whole world is reorganizing itself energetically. So, people who are sensitive, people who are on a spiritual path, people who are empaths, people who are awakened, naturally they will experience more chaos because the whole world is recalibrating, reorganizing into the higher energies and higher frequencies. So, if you're going through that, alignment is your best bet. It does not need to make sense. You must become in alignment with whatever feels right. It has to be maybe beyond logic. It might not make logical sense to you right now, but it has to happen. And this is why the shedding of the past, releasing the past in order to embody the wealthier, the abundant, the higher you. Because your higher you is abundant. Your higher you is aligned with your deeper truth, with that higher purpose. And this is why the shedding has to happen, the collapse has to happen in order for you to emerge into the stronger, stabilized frequency and energy of your truest self. The other thing is that your survival self blocks your higher self because of the nervous system, your body. So you're energetically might be moving higher, but your body is not catching up. Your nervous system is not catching up. So it resets itself to safety. It contracts. It tries to pull you back into safety to not move ahead. It creates fear and it creates anxiety for you to stay where you are. This is why people start hiding, even though they know they are meant for more, but they hide. They do not move ahead. They do not put themselves as who they feel they are. So if you are somebody who sees yourself as a business owner or somebody who is a spiritual healer or leader who feels that that's your purpose, that's your path, but you are not putting yourself out there as that version of you. You are hiding into somebody who is small, who is not there yet, who is still people pleasing, who is still living the life of your past self, your old identity, that how you used to see, because there might be some shame attached to you owning yourself as a leader, as embodiment of your highest self. So all of those things happens because your nervous system is not open and it's not feeling safe for the new reality, for that embodiment of your highest self. That's where we need to regulate and reset our nervous system to open itself for more wealth, more abundance, more higher purpose, more embodiment of future leader. And when we do that, that's when we are aligning ourselves physically to our higher purpose, higher vision, higher mission. So nervous system plays a huge role in you recalibrating to your higher self. If you're finding yourself, you keep pushing yourself back to where you were, keep going back to the things that you do not want, but the fear and anxiety keep creeping in and you're like, let me just stay safe. Let me avoid this bigger thing that is coming up. Let me stay small. Let me go back to that safety. And that safety is not actually safety. That is a sabotage. And this is why we need to recalibrate. Because your nervous system is only going back to the safety because it is unfamiliar with what is coming in. It is unfamiliar with wealth. It is unfamiliar with abundance. It is unfamiliar with joy and peace. So it will create chaos every time you move towards that. It will say, no, 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 it's not safe. Don't go there. And it will bring you back to your safety, your threshold of safety where you're small, where you're living a smaller life, where you are not doing what you desire. And that's how it keeps doing that. So we must move. We must heal and release whatever is keeping us in safety. And that's how we regulate our nervous system. And this is the type of work I do with my clients in my program in Divine Academy, where we recalibrate the energy towards the higher you, to heal the past, to release the past, to regulate the nervous system, do such a deep work where you are shifting into the new identity of your being without sabotaging, without holding yourself back. And if that's something you are interested in, then you can click the link below to apply for my mentoring so that we can help you to shift your identity and move into the higher self and embody that version of you that is attracting, that is magnetizing wealth, visibility, and safety in that higher identity. And another thing that is happening, how people sabotage themselves when they are in their survival self, is they tell themselves that they need to be perfect. Everything has to be perfect. They need to look perfect. They need to feel perfect. They need to do perfect things in order for them to move towards their higher mission. And if they are not perfect, then they cannot move. So we put these conditioned in place. And these conditions are not coming from higher self. These conditions coming from your survival self. Because survival self lives in judgment. The survival self will say that you are not good enough yet. You're not perfect enough yet. Therefore, you need to make sure that you become perfect. Otherwise, you will be judged. Otherwise, people will laugh at you. Otherwise, people will see you as somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. But that is a judgment from the survival self, not the higher self. Because the higher self will embrace you, will accept you the way you are. It will not judge you. It wants you to move as an imperfect self. It doesn't want you to be perfect. It wants you to have faith and trust in yourself, in higher power, in divine, that you are going to reach there. And you do not require to be perfect. The perfectionism comes from the survival, from the wounded place, from the place where people judged you, where people rejected you, where people invalidated you. And all those people, they are operating from a survival state of being. They are not operating from a higher place. They're operating from survival. This is why they judge. This is why they abandon. This is why they reject. And when you know that people who you are afraid of, they're actually moving from survival. They are not moving from higher self. So why would you stop yourself from being seen by people who are actually moving from higher self, moving and embodying that light, embodying that love, embodying acceptance? Because people who are actually successful, who are actually moving from peace and joy, they will never judge you. They will never reject you. They will never laugh at you. They are not going to judge you. They are not going to question your worth unless you are questioning your worth, unless you are judging yourself, unless you are shaming yourself, because everything is a self projection that gets matched in the outside world. So the self projection, however you see yourself, that's what get projected in front of other people. And those people, they are energetic match to that projection, okay? So every single person that you meet, they are a mirror to your self-projection. So if the self-projection is, I dislike myself, you will be energetic match to people who are going to hate you. If you are overly critical of yourself and you judge everything about yourself, you will become energetic match to the people who are highly judgmental, who are highly critical. So you will self-project yourself and you will become frequency match to those people. And those people will show up in your life and they will say things to you. And they are not saying things to you because they are bad or evil. They are also operating on that frequency match that you are self-projecting. And then they will reflect that to you. And then you will think that they are bad people. But ultimately, that energy and frequency is projecting from you. Your energy is projecting. That's why they are coming. They are becoming magnet to your energy. right? And they are showing up, but they are actually a gift. Because when we are in survival, everything that is happening around us, that is a feedback loop to the shadows we are operating in. That's what's happening. Isn't that powerful to know that? That when we are in survival, everything that we see, it is a feedback loop to our own shadow. People who are narcissistic, people who are manipulative, people who are mean, people who are unkind, people who are rejecting, they are matching our own energy and frequency. So, what does that do? You come back to yourself and you ask yourself, what is in me that is rejecting me? What is in me that is judging me? What is in me that is shaming me? What is in me that is hating me? When you start taking that as a feedback loop to your own shadows, that's when your healing begins. Because most people, when they are healing, they are not recognizing that healing isn't avoiding. Healing isn't hiding. Healing is actually recognizing, becoming aware in those instances, in those moments. This is why this person showed up. This person showed up in my life to teach me this, that how I am rejecting myself, how I am shaming myself. So these are the things. Survival self is actually a gift. In moments until we move into the higher self, survival self is a gift for us to recognize what we need to recalibrate, what we need to release, what we need to heal, what we need to shed. And we need that survival self for us to see what is going on within ourselves. Because everything that is happening in the outside is an energetic match to everything that is happening in the inside. So this is why it is important. If you are hiding, that means there is a visibility wound within you that is shaming you, that is rejecting you, that is saying that you are not good enough, that is avoiding the work, that is avoiding you to heal. So that avoiding pattern is actually within you for you to release it, for you to heal it, for you to alchemize it. And when you alchemize it, you will springboard towards your higher self. When you alchemize all those energies and you start moving and resetting yourself and seeing the truth, why things haven't worked out. Because mostly the things haven't worked out, you haven't been moving towards your higher purpose and your mission, even though you deeply know, your soul knows, your body knows, but things are not moving because there is these shadows that are operating within for you to alchemize, for you to release, for you to move into an embodiment of your higher self. Another reason that you may be hiding is because your subconscious mind think that your purpose is dangerous. It is a threat to you because when somebody lived in a certain lifestyle, certain circumstances, anything that brings freedom, ease, and peace, that looks like a threat, that looks like dangerous because it is unfamiliar with your subconscious mind. Because subconscious mind is used to pain, it is used to survival, it is used to chaos. So it will push away peace, it will push away pleasure, it will push away freedom, it will push away abundance because all of those things look unfamiliar. So anything that is unfamiliar, your brain will push it out. So really understand that when you are moving towards your higher self, it's not just your nervous system. It is your nervous system. It is your subconscious mind. It is your energetic body that all needs to shift parallelly towards your higher mission for it to become true. Because the truth is that life exists, the freedom exists, the abundance exists, the joy exists, the peace exists. All of them exist. It's just your body, your nervous system, your subconscious is unfamiliar with it. And the way we make it familiar, by taking smaller steps, by recognizing the pattern, by looking at the feedback loops, and by alchemizing those fear, those shame, those wounds around visibility. When we can start alchemizing it, when we can make it normal to be seen, when we can make it normal to be heard. I work with people who want to be speakers, who want to stand on stage, they want to be authors. That's big missions. All of those require them to heal their visibility wound, for them to be okay with being seen by thousands of people, feeling safe being seen, normalizing feeling safe. And that safety would only come when we stop rejecting ourselves, when we stop abandoning ourselves, when we stop hiding, when we stop avoiding. Hiding and avoiding is huge, and mostly it keeps people stay stuck because they're like, I'll do it later, I don't need to do it now, I will do it when it's the right time, when I have more money, when I have peace. But their nervous system is not recalibrating to peace, it is recalibrating to chaos. So what happens? One situation resolves itself, the next situation comes up. One challenge resolved, the next challenge shows up because their nervous system is recalibrated to chaos. So they never find peace. They never find time. They never find those moments. This is why that is avoidance. I worked with people who've been stuck in the same pattern for 40 years. 40 years telling themselves one day something will change, but nothing changes because they are recalibrating to chaos, not peace, not calm, not ease. And this is why the work has to start now, not in the future. Now, not in the divine timing. Now, divine timing is when you wake up, when you hear the call. Divine timing is when you hear that this needs to happen now. Divine timing isn't something that happens once in a while. Divine timing is when you hear the call within. Your intuition tells you, you know what? I need to do this. I cannot wait anymore. I cannot no longer put myself through this. I can no longer push my dream away, my desires away, my purpose away. I cannot no longer live the life of playing small when my soul is big, when my vision is bigger, when I'm meant to be free, wealthy, and abundant and live in ease and peace. I cannot allow myself, I cannot rob myself off from that truth, from that light. And when you can do that, when you can move towards that, that's when that is your divine timing. It's all within you because divine essence is within you. So you choose when it's your divine timing. You decide because divine essence is within you. That is guiding you. That is your guiding system that is guiding you. So people who say that when it's the right time, when it's the divine time, they're again sabotaging themselves with the same pattern, with the same loop of hiding and avoiding. And it keep happening. It doesn't change. Years and years passes by, nothing changes. And this is why, if you want to stop hiding, if you want to embody, if you want to heal and release the shadow to be able to see the higher truth in that and let go of the survival in order to embody the higher self, then this is the time for you to do it. The 2026 energy is calling you. It is calling you. It is pushing you. It is pushing things because now it is the time to rise. It is time to own, to embody that vision that you've been saying for years and years. And if you're ready to do that, if you're ready to have support system whilst you move towards that higher mission, then you can click the link below to apply for my mentoring and recalibrate that energy because there's a purpose, there's a reason why you are here. And you know that. Your soul knows that. God knows that. And this is why you are here. And if you are done playing small, then this is your time. This is your divine time. So with that, click the link below to apply for my mentoring and like this video if you like this video and subscribe to my channel. And may the light in me reaches the light in you.